There is an old samurai adage that goes something like this, and I'm about to butcher it. If you want to build a great team and you want to walk in your greatness, show people how great they are instead of trying to convince them how great you are. This is a reverse engineering in leadership that a lot of people don't think about. I mean, you just don't think about it because, especially in our society where we're trying to show up, we're trying to expand our horizons every day. We're trying to make business bigger than what it is and grow it. And we're trying to do more. We're trying to diversify as business people. And we feel like that so often as we present ourselves online, we've got to show how great we are. We have to show how great we are. But thousands of years ago, the samurai understood a really divine concept. And that was, look, if you want to win, if you want to grow, if you want to do great things, show people how great they are. Show people how great they are. Empower them. Empower them. I talk about this all the time to my clients about empowering employees. So often they're like, I got this guy and he won't make decisions or she's constantly, timid all the time to make decisions. She has zero confidence. And it's because you're constantly pointing out all the things that she's not, and you are never, as a leader in her life or in his life, pointing out where they're strong. This is a concept that really hit hard for me when I was in martial arts faithfully. And I really felt as a young man that my destiny would be to be a professional fighter. And it didn't happen for me. But while I was fighting regularly, a man named Neil Dickinson had came into my life, and I remember him always telling me things like, and he was so much better than me. He was so much better than me in sparring and fighting, and that's why he was my trainer. But he told me one time, I'll never forget this. He said, you do this. There was a particular kick that I would set up to do a high kick. So I would put out this kick, my front left, kind of tap your shin or tap your thigh and bring it around to shoot it just over your shoulder to try to hit you here on the chin. And he says, I hate the way you do that. He said, the way that you do that kick is so wrong and so awkward. He said, don't ever change it. And so he started off at first, I thought he was being critical to me, and I was like, in that moment, I'm like, he's being so critical, I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm doing this wrong. He says, you do it so wrong that it's right. And I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, because I've been trained to recognize this kick. I've been trained to see it far off. And then all of a sudden, he said, all of a sudden, it just comes across weird. And I don't expect it, and I love it. And he says, and when I see you spar other fighters, he goes, they can't read it either. There's just no reading it. It's just weird how it comes across. He goes, don't stop it. Well, what that did for me was perfect it. I practiced it and practiced it and practiced it to where I could do that kick awkwardly, weirdly, without even thinking about it. And it would frustrate people, and I could do it in both legs. You see, he pointed out something that, in a way, that I was doing right, that was unique to me. And because of that, it made me even better. The second time this lesson solidified itself in me was a guy named Perry Sanders. And every time I talk, I want to mention the guy. Because what he did in my life was just change the absolute direction. He changed my mindset and helped me to understand I had greatness in me. He helped me to understand that I'll never be perfect and that's okay. And he helped me to love myself, and he helped me to love others. He not only helped me to recognize the greatness within me, but with everyone else. When I say I have greatness within me, I totally believe it. It's not arrogant. It's because we all have it. All of us do. And one of the things that he did for me one time, I'll never forget. He told me, he said, Michael, he said, you have compassion and love for people in a way I've never seen. And he said, it really affects you when you see someone lose or see someone hurting. It really bothers you. And I was like, yeah, I guess it does. And I said, is that bad? And he's like, no, that's a good thing. You just got to keep that in balance. He said, but that kind of love is undeniable, that you just constantly are obsessed with seeing people win. You want to see people win. And I do. I do. And when he ignited that thing in me and he pointed out something good that I was doing, just like with that weird funky kick, I started practicing empathy more. I started to practice helping people win more. And then all of a sudden, years down the road, Perry had no idea the spark that he was creating. What he was lighting in me in that moment was Bowman Legacies, and he didn't even know it. What he was lighting in that moment was a pathway to lead from the middle. Guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. Lead from the middle is based upon this. Lead from the middle is absolutely on our website, Bowman Legacies, www.bowmanlegacies.com/lead from the middle, is a course that is going to teach you just that. It's going to point out these good things that you're already doing. It's going to help to confirm things that you already believed but are not doing because other people just choked it out in you. They just choked it out. And isn't that life? You see, we have these things that are so beautiful within us, but we become so critical. School teaches us that right away. What school teaches us to do is how to be compliant, and it teaches us how not to think for ourselves and go by all these set of rules. And if those rules don't line up inside of your head on how things actually work and function, you drowned it out so you can get the A. And that's where innovation dies. What we have to understand is there's great things in us. And if you want to become a great leader, you've got to start pointing out greatness in other people. Stop trying to convince the world you're cool. Stop trying to convince the world that you are fashionable. Stop trying to convince the world that you've got it all together. Look, you're looking at a guy that's got more issues than Time Magazine. And I know that. If you're looking for perfection, you're looking at the wrong guy. However, what I learned from this in me is that the more I pointed out greatness in other people and helped them to win, the further I went in life and my career. You see, it's when I grabbed that concept from both Neil and Perry, and it got married, I started doing that at home too. I started pointing out the things that my kids did phenomenally well. And then I would watch them expand on that and grow it because they knew they were good at it. My wife, with my relationship with her, when I see her, and it's kind of a crazy thing because she's also the president of our vice president of our company. So she's over marketing. She's over so many things. I'm always pointing out the things that she does well. And then when there's something that I believe that is maybe off, I'll say, consider this. Consider this. So I'm going to give that to you today. And I hope that brings you hope. And I hope that brings you a tool that is going to help you to move forward. Because there's too many people trying to convince the world they're cool. There's too many people in this world that are business leaders in dirt companies right now that are just dressed perfect. Their teeth are perfect. Everything's perfect. And they're telling everybody their business is perfect. And when perception versus reality doesn't meet, man, to stay in that, they feel like they're a part of a cult to be around you. And that's no good. So you have to be honest with people. You have to be honest about who you are if you're going to be a leader. And man, most importantly, stop trying to convince everybody how great you are. Show them how great they are. And you'll build a legacy that will far surpass your legend and inspire others. Do the same. Love you guys.